Have you ever felt that disheartening feeling of being behind financially? Maybe you caught yourself staring at a neighbor's shiny new Tesla, or scrolling through yet another luxury vacation post and whispering, "Am I falling behind with my money?" Meet Harry. He represents the average person watching this video right now. At 35, Harry was still renting, still had student loans, and his savings account felt embarrassingly small compared to the highlight reels flooding his social media feeds. That single question haunted Harry at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night. Sound familiar? But here's what Harry was about to discover, and what you need to understand too. Sometimes the people who feel most behind financially are actually racing ahead, and the real signs of wealth building are hiding in plain sight. That single question is the perfect place to begin, because true wealth is quiet and never measured by credit-fueled shopping sprees. Think about it. You too can afford that new Tesla like your neighbor, or take a month's vacation to the Maldives if you first extend your mortgage for another 20 years. The truth is that real wealth grows slowly from small daily choices that compound over the years. And trust me, if you recognize yourself in any of these 4 signs, you're already doing much better than you think financially. In this video, we'll see the 4 main signs, and you'll realize it especially at the 3rd one. And if you don't recognize yourself in any of these signs like Harry initially didn't, don't worry. Today is the perfect time to start building that foundation. The financial safety net that most people overlook. The first sign is that you have an emergency fund that can keep the lights on and food on the table for at least a few months. Think of that cash cushion as the moat around your financial castle, guarding everything you have built. Life loves to surprise us with flat tires, medical bills, or sudden layoffs. Harry had $8,000 sitting in his high-yield savings account. To him, this felt pathetically small. But here's what shocked Harry when he started researching the numbers, and what might shock you too. According to recent surveys, well over half of Americans could not handle a $1,000 surprise expense without borrowing money. When their paycheck stops, panic begins. If you can cover even 2 or 3 times that amount from a plain savings account, you are already miles ahead of the crowd. And if you have 3 to 6 months of essential costs set aside in a high-yield savings account like Harry did, congratulations. You own something priceless. You own time. Time to job hunt carefully instead of grabbing the first offer. Time to negotiate instead of accepting whatever's offered. Time to breathe. That sense of calm is invaluable, and it's the first brick in every strong financial house. Harry's $8,000 wasn't just cash sitting there doing nothing. It was freedom disguised as a boring bank balance. But here's where Harry's story gets even more interesting, and where you might see yourself too. The automatic wealth system you're already using. The second sign is that you pay yourself first instead of waiting to see what's left over. Every payday, if you're like Harry, you skim 10%, 15%, or even 25% off the top and send it straight to savings and investments before a single bill is paid. That habit is rarer than you might think. Here's a reality check that stunned Harry, and might surprise you. 1 in 3 adults in the United States has $0 in savings, and half keep less than $1,000 set aside. By contrast, you are treating saving like rent you owe to your future self, and that future self is smiling. Harry's automatic system worked like this: $300 to his emergency fund, $250 to his 401k, $150 to his Roth IRA. His company matched 50% of his 401k contribution, adding another $125 monthly. Total monthly wealth building, $825. Even modest automatic contributions to a retirement plan or broad index fund tap into the magic of compound interest. The longer the money sits, the harder it works. Imagine Harry's consistent $825 monthly investment growing to hundreds of thousands over his career. He kept raising the percentage whenever he received a raise or bonus, and his snowball was turning into an avalanche of opportunity. Remember, you don't need a 6-figure salary to build a 7-figure net worth. You just need consistency and time. Keep raising the percentage whenever you receive a raise or bonus, and your snowball will turn into an avalanche of opportunity. But if you think that's impressive, wait until you see the 3rd sign. This is where Harry's mindset completely shifted. Living beneath your means without the status game. The 3rd sign is that you live beneath your means and refuse to play the noisy status game. Wealthy people rarely shout about it with designer logos because they don't need the applause. As investor Naval Ravikant says, real wealth is a positive sum game, but status is zero-sum. One person must lose for another to look like a winner. If you're like Harry, you understand this instinctively. You track what you spend, question every subscription, and choose a reliable car over a flashy one on a 7-year loan. Perhaps you cook more than you order in, share streaming passwords with family, or buy used when new adds no real value. These small, invisible decisions do something dramatic. They widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap, not your salary, is the engine of freedom. Each unspent dollar becomes a seed that can sprout dividends, rental income, or business equity for decades to come. Harry's modest lifestyle choices weren't deprivation. They were strategic wealth accumulation disguised as boring decisions. His $2,800 monthly budget left room for enjoyment while ensuring his automatic saving system never competed with his lifestyle expenses. Harry discovered what you might be realizing too. These small, invisible decisions were creating something much bigger than he imagined. Before we reveal the fourth sign that shows just how powerful this approach really is, if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe to Harry's Stealth Wealth for more wealth-building strategies that work for real people with real budgets. The net worth trajectory that changes everything. The fourth sign is that your net worth is trending upward year after year, even if the climb sometimes feels slow. Picture a line chart that wiggles but generally slopes upward. That's progress. If you're like Harry, maybe you track it in a spreadsheet at the end of each month, the way some people check a fitness tracker. One rough market month or a big car repair cannot erase the overall trend, any more than one rainy day cancels spring. Here's where Harry's story becomes truly remarkable, and where your story might be heading to. The classic 4% rule says that with disciplined investing, you can eventually live on roughly 25 times your annual spending. The lower you keep your expenses and the more consistently you invest, the faster you reach that crossover point where work becomes optional. Starting with Harry's $12,000 in retirement accounts at age 35, his automatic investments of $825 monthly would compound at an average 7% annual return. By age 45, approximately $315,000. By age 55, approximately $785,000. By age 65, approximately $1.6 million. But Harry wasn't just building retirement wealth. When he redirected $200 of his monthly investments into dividend-focused ETFs, averaging 4% yields, the projections became even more exciting. His dividend portfolio alone could generate $2,800 in monthly passive income by age 55. Combined with his retirement accounts, Harry was on track to have income streams totaling over $6,000 monthly by his mid-50s. Watching that net worth line rise is like seeing the horizon stretch wider. Every $1,000 buys another slice of future freedom. If you're following a similar path, you're not just saving money, you're buying time, choices, and ultimately, freedom. The warning signs that could derail your progress. But Harry's success wasn't guaranteed, and yours isn't either. These 4 signs share a theme. You're steering your money instead of letting outside pressures steer you. But even good sailors watch for storms, so stay alert to 3 red flags that can drag a solid plan off course. First, if talking about money has become so boring, you stop checking your statements, set a calendar reminder, and pair the task with a small treat. Consistency matters more than excitement. Second, if you find yourself borrowing from friends or family just to finish the month, treat that like a smoke alarm and review your budget immediately. Third, if a bill ever surprises you, tighten your tracking system so the blind spot disappears. Address these warnings early, and they'll never grow into disasters. Where this leaves you right now. So where does this leave you right now? If you have an emergency fund, if you automatically save and invest, if you live below your means, and if your net worth line points north, you're not only doing well, you're quietly building a level of wealth that will give you choices other people can only dream about. Keep going. Celebrate the boring months when nothing dramatic happens. Save half of your next raise. Challenge yourself to add 1% to your savings rate each quarter. Stay focused on your own lane instead of the highlight reels you see online. And if one or more of the 4 signs are missing, that's perfectly okay. You now have a roadmap, just like Harry discovered. Start with a $500 starter cushion and add to it each paycheck until it covers a full month of expenses, then 3, then 6. Automatic even a $25 contribution to your retirement account, then bump it up every birthday. Use a simple spending tracker. It can be a notebook, an app, or a spreadsheet, as long as you can see where the dollars go. Finally, calculate your net worth today, even if the number feels small or negative. Next month, do it again and watch the line climb. Momentum is more important than magnitude. 1 year from now, you'll look back and realize that the quiet, consistent actions you took today have multiplied. 5 years from now, your investments may be working harder for you than you do for them. 10 years from now, you might wake up in a paid-off home, choose projects you love, and smile at the fact that the same people who once seemed ahead are still stuck in the status race while you enjoy real freedom. Remember, wealth whispers. It shows up as calm, as options, as mornings with family instead of stressful commutes. Keep nurturing these 4 signs, and that whisper will grow into a roar of possibility. If this helped you see your own progress, tap the subscribe button, share this message with someone who needs encouragement, and hit like for more simple money strategies here on Harry's Stealth Wealth. Until next time, stay focused, stay consistent, and keep building quietly. You're doing better than you think financially, and the best is yet to come. Maybe it will come with the next video. See you soon.